Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Sunday. We got a good little Sunday episode for you. My goodness. Can't wait to hop into this episode for you guys. Today's thread is who worked in retail? What are your you can't make this up stories? I really like this thread simply because I used to work in retail as well, and boy, I've shared a few stories on the show alone, and man, I have millions upon millions and more, because when you work retail, you just see the craziest things, because you see all walks of life and everybody who exists in this world, and you're just like, wow, these are human beings. So let's see what stories you guys have brought me for retail stories. Let's see what's up. All right, Target, we have a code yellow for missing children. Whole team drops what they are doing and we all help. Usually child is found within minutes. One case on a slow night, the missing boy, 10 years old, could not be found. Parent is frantic and getting more frantic. Would he have gone to the car on his own? I offer, which got me screamed at about he would never, and he's been kidnapped and I'm not taking things seriously. He went to the car on his own. like I got screamed at because that's exactly what the little motherfucker did. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's just like when it comes to those kind of situations, even a lesser situation than like your child missing, people be yelling at you for no reason. And you're like, bro, why? What the fuck, man? I didn't do nothing to you. You know what I mean? Or if like you messed something up by accident, you're like, oh shoot, my bad. Oh, sorry about that. And then they think you did it on purpose, and you're just like, bruh, come on, man. Like, am I not allowed to make a mistake? You know, like, golly. Oh, retard. Over here talking about, how no, why would he go there? He's been kidnapped. You're not taking this serious. And then she walks out to her car. Oh, my son's at the car. All right. What are your retail workers? What are your you can't make this up story? All right. Best Buy, lady comes in with a 10% off coupon and asks me how much it'll get her off an $80 antenna. I explain $8, to which she is surprised and angrily picks up the $50 one. While ringing her up, she asks why the antenna is $45. And when I explain how 10% off works again, she replies, I thought you said $8. No. Do you not know what 10% of everything is? Like, it's 10% of $80 and 10% of $50, ma'am. But they don't get that. Once you tell them something, they think that just applies to everything. They're like, oh yeah, okay, cool. It's $8 off of everything. Like, all right, dope. It's like, no, that's not how percentages work. Oh man. And I guarantee you they stood there for at least an hour, and he had to explain that 10% coupon over and over and over. Guarantee there was a manager that came over and explained the same shit that he just told her, because that happens every fucking time in retail. Man, you explain something to them because you know how to do your fucking job. And then they're like, oh, I want to see a manager. And you're like, all right, cool. Manager comes over, says the same exact thing. And then they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, bitch, I told you this like 12 times already. But for some reason, you just didn't want to hear it from me. Hey, man, that's the worst. Oh, that's the worst. All right. Well, this one's going to be a little long one. All right. Retail workers, what are your you can't make this up story? Worked customer service at well-known superstore. A few times I had moments of just complete brain shutdown, shock at some of the shit people tried to pull. Facts. My God. The most memorable was coming back from a break. I'd go through all the clothing areas to avoid customers. I went around a corner and bumped into a lady in the shoe aisle, and with an armful of boxes, I helped her pick up the boxes she dropped and went back to the service center. About 3 minutes later, that same woman walked up, put the boxes on the counter, and said she'd like to return them. Okay. I kind of stopped and stared at her. I told her I just saw her bring them directly from the floor over to here. She repeated she wanted to return them. I didn't get paid enough to argue, so I keyed in the code for the manager, made the return for her, like $200 on a gift card. And off she went. The manager and loss prevention got her before she made it out of the door. Another time, two guys, damn, she was scamming. And honestly, I'm with him. I don't get paid enough to stop these people. I'm just going to fucking do it and let them be on their way. And if they get caught, hey, they get caught. That's Jesus' problem at that point. Because if I'm being honest with you, man, it is taking the moral high ground as a customer service person and as a retail worker in general. It ain't worth it. It's not worth the little ass paycheck that you get. Sorry. It ain't worth it. Just let it go and let them steal. There's been so many times where I'm just like, I'll see somebody take some shit or they steal some shit and I'm just like, psh. Hey, give them that nice little salute off. I'm like, do you think, brother? Because I don't get paid enough for this, man. I don't get paid enough. At that time, I was getting paid maybe like what? I think it was like $8 or some shit. $8 an hour. And I was just like, bro, I don't get paid enough for this. Hey, fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm making like $300 a week. Like, no, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck this company, bro. So, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not worth your time sometimes. I so agree with him on that. Oh, man. All right. Another time, two guys came in to pick up a MoneyGram. He showed a Cali license. So I asked what he was doing all the way in Iowa. He told me that he was on the run from the law. Okay. That's kind of crazy. He told me he was on the run from the law. I just laughed and dismissed it as a joke. Yeah. He probably saw that nigga on the news the next day. Like, 20 minutes later, a guy in a Hawaiian shirt and cargo shorts cuts in front of the line and puts up a badge down and tells me he's a U.S. Marshal. I told him I thought the guy was joking about being on the run, and the Marshal said he's actually told you that. Anyway, he pulled me wait, hold on. Anyways, they pulled me to go speak with the store manager so he can let her know they will be arresting the guy as soon as he leaves the store. I asked if I can watch, and the marshal said, sure, why not? And the store manager tells me to get my ass back to work. I didn't get to see it go down. Damn! Come on, manager, what are we doing? This is like watching Cops in real life. Damn, man. I ain't gonna lie to you though, the secret shopper shit is kind of cool, okay? I remember one time I had worked in the meat department and it was a late night and it was maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and there was this dude, he had like put bacon and I think it was like cheese and some other shit, and he put it in his pants, and out of nowhere I hear like running, and I'm thinking, some kids or whatever. No, it's this grown ass man. He is running, and you can see a packet of bacon in his pants, and then you can see something else is in there, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. And out of nowhere, you see the secret shopper just jump on his shoulders and tackle him right in front of the meat department. I'm like, oh shit, looking over the counter. I'm like, yo, get him. Yeah, he's like putting his arms behind his back and he's, cuffing him and shit. And he picks him up. And he's like, what the fuck, man? Come on, it was just bacon. Oh, come on, man. And he was like, oh, likely story, man. And they walk back to the back. And that was the most awkwardest lunch of my life because I went on lunch like super late that day. I'm in the lunchroom and I'm just eating, and homeboy is just sitting in the chair with his arms behind his back. He's like, oh, man, what are you looking at? And I'm like, shit, nothing, man. I'm just eating my lunch. You know what I mean? This is it. Like, oh shit. Yeah, man, that secret shopper shit, it's wild, man. It's wild. I've even seen them tackle somebody out in the parking lot. Somebody tried to get away with some detergent, and they chased that motherfucker all the way out into the parking lot because he had a whole basket of it, but like the wheels stop at the door if you don't go through a check stand. So the wheels locked on him, and so then he grabbed 2 of them out of the thing. He had like 8 of them in this cart, and he grabbed like 2 of them, and he started running, and dude jumped and got him in the parking lot. And, you just hear like screeching of tires and shit, and then they brought his ass back in. He's like, oh, man. Yeah, huffing and puffing and shit. And I was like, yo, I worked up at the front that time because I think I that was maybe like, because I was still like a bagger. So I was, that was maybe 2, well, not even, no, it was maybe like a couple months when I was working there. I remember seeing that. That shit was wild. But yeah, bro, that secret shopper shit is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. All right. Retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? All right, my first job other than babysitting or casual household labor as a teenager was at an antique store. Mostly I just came in after school to dust and vacuum, help with heavy lifting, etc. But if the owner had an errand, I was fully in charge. It was quite a nice job. One afternoon, a lady comes into the shop. She brought her notebook and borrowed my measuring tape when she found a dining room table that suited her style. I would like to order this table, but 4 inches longer. Ma'am, we aren't sourcing our European antiques from a workshop. You know that. I can refer you to someone who could build a reasonable face smile, right? Yeah. I think that's what that's called. Face smile or something like that. Or smile. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know that word. To your specifications. But there's literally no way for me to order what you want. An absolute shit fit was thrown. Apparently she called my boss the next day. Boss suffered no fools. Didn't need money. And only opened the shop because her husband retired and boss didn't want to stay home with him at all. I don't know exactly what was said on the call, but I got $20 slipped into my hand the way grandmothers do it when I got to work that afternoon. Baby, you earned this for putting up with that old bitch. And $20 money in circa 1985. Hey, let's go. Shit, $20 in 1985 was like having $200. Man, you could go do anything and everything with $20. You could fill your tank up and then, go do this, go do that, go do this, and still have some money left over to eat. And you're still walking home with like $5-6. You're straight chilling. Man, hey. It is what it is. I've dealt with that so many times when there's just things you can't do and they're just like, oh, you're just saying that because you don't want to do it. No, this ain't the McDonald's ice cream machine. All right, man. I simply cannot do this. It's just what it is. Sorry. But they think that you don't want to do it. And it's like, no, it's not that I don't want to do it. I get paid to do it. So, like, the fuck are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, I get paid to do this. So, yeah, if I can do it, then I'll do it. But if I can't do it, then I'm not going to do it. Hey, come on, man. What kind of sense does that make? I don't know. It just, yeah. Oh, man, people's just crazy. And then, mind you, it's like you're a grown-ass woman throwing a fit. That's crazy. Man, in my day, I've seen so many grown ass people throwing fits like children, like fucking children. And for me, it was over meat, bro. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, there was a time in the meat department that, we use a mesh glove, and you use a mesh glove so you don't cut yourself. And so, the customer wanted something cut up, and I'm like, say less, got you. Put on the mesh glove, got my knife, and I started cutting it. And then they were just like, did you touch that with your hand? And I'm like, no, I had a mesh glove on. And they're like, oh, but you didn't put a glove on under the mesh glove. And I'm like, because I didn't need to. It's a glove. Like what? Huh? And so then they throw this huge fit, and they're like, "Oh my God, I would never." I'm just like, you're just like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Because all I hear is complaining. I don't hear a lot of solutions to this problem. I just hear complaining and whining and crying from somebody who is at least 10 years older than me, And at this time, I was probably like 23, 24. So it's like, you're in your mid-30s just whining and crying over the fact that I touched your meat with a mesh glove. Like, it's just crazy to me when you think about this stuff. It's just like, bro, why? For what? You know what I mean? For what? You act like I'm like back there just, I'm gonna touch her fucking meat with my hands. Yeah, this is what she fucking deserves. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, bro, do you think that bad of me or something? Like, I'm just back there just, yeah, fucking touching your meat, bitch. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? Oh my God. Fucking ridiculous, man. God damn. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? Okay. I once accidentally locked a pregnant woman in the store to take my break. What, bro? Okay, this one was your fault. Come on, man. This one was your fault. You can't blame the customer on this one. I was working the store in the mall alone, and we had just had a rush. Everyone cleared out. I locked the gate to take my dinner break. When I came back 15 minutes later, a security guard was trying to figure out how to get her out. Apparently, she was in the fitting rooms, and I didn't realize it. She was so mad naturally and let me know she was going to complain to corporate. I called my manager after she left to own up to my mistake before she heard it from the customer. Later, the customer called me after she calmed down to let me know she wasn't going to tell on me and asked me to be more careful next time. The manager let me go the next day due to my own admission. Yeah. Because, dude, that's a big mistake to make. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a big mistake to make because those stores, especially in the mall, if anything happens to them within their store and stuff like that, or just even being locked in alone, they can deal with, getting sued or anything like that, or, insurance might have to get involved for some reason, or if they hurt themselves, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, she's pregnant. So it's like, if you didn't know she was in there and say she fell or some shit. Yeah, there's a lot of legal ramifications that could have went on with that. So yeah, that it's a crazy story to tell, 100%. But it was 100% your fault, and good on you for like just admitting it and being like, hey, yeah, I locked a pregnant lady in the fucking thing, and it sucks because you could have got away with it, But man, that is what it is. You did the right thing at the end of the day. All right, retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? Was working retail at Sam's Goodies record store many years ago and trained a young girl at the cash register. She was very quiet and shy. It was her first job ever, and she was very, very nervous. An older gentleman came up to the counter with a cassette tape that he was very excited about. Apparently, he had been looking for it for quite some time and had finally found it at our store. In his excitement, as he spoke, his dentures popped out of his mouth, bounced across the counter, and hit the young trainee in the waist. She let out a screech, threw her hands in the air, and jumped back like 5 feet. The old gentleman yelled, "Ah, shit!" reached across the counter, grabbed his dentures, and popped them right back in. This nigga's nasty. All right. The whole event took about 3 seconds. It was hilarious, but this young girl was shaking like a leaf and in disbelief of what she had just had happen to her. It was hilarious. That would be funny as hell to see, I ain't gonna lie. Motherfucker's teeth just pop out and hit her, and she was just like, oh shit! You know, like she had never seen that shit before a day in her life. Yeah. Like, man, poor girl. She was traumatized. I guarantee you she didn't last at that job. Oh, hell no. She was like, Mom, I don't want to work there anymore. Motherfucker hit me with his teeth. And she's like, wait, what? He hit you with what? He hit me with his teeth. The motherfucker hit me with his teeth. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. All right, retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? 2 ladies were doing a bold shoplifting spree. City police were at every store exit, waiting for them to leave the premises. The store security was tracking them through the store. We were told to leave them totally alone if they came in our area. It's so cool when they do shit like that, though. Like when they have somebody who is like on the no shopper list, or you know, they're on like the ban list or whatever, and they tell you to like keep an eye on them. Oh, you feel like a fucking secret agent type shit. I ain't gonna lie, because there was one time when I was I was pretty much like a floor stalker. We call them GMs. Other stores might call them GMs too. I don't know, but you know, the store I worked for, we called them GMs. And you know, they would stock the water and water, bread, paper towels, all that shit. And so I got called into the office, and they were just like, "Hey, we need you to keep an eye on this person right here, because you know, the police are going to be coming, and they're going to come get this person." And I was like, yeah, okay. And they were like, make sure that they don't know that you're following them though. Okay. So like, just keep an eye on them. All right. And so he gave me a walkie-talkie. And so I clipped this little walkie-talkie to my apron, and I'm literally just walking around following this person like, dun, 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 dun. We don't want. You know what I mean? I'm just like trying not to get caught. I'm faking like I'm, fixing stuff. I just happen to be on the same aisle as them. I'm just like, oh yeah, hey. You know what I mean? I remember one time they had walked by and said something to me, and I was just like, oh, hello, how are you? You know what I mean? And I'm over here just like dun 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 dun. And you know what I mean? And then when they were walking towards the line, I was like, they're getting in line. They're in line 4. You know what I mean? It was dope. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, when you be getting those little missions, it's kind of cool. I only ever did that once, but it was cool. You know what I mean? It was hella cool. I felt like a secret agent, and I was just like, yeah, this is dope. I felt part of the police, and you know what I mean? And then like once they got out of the line, then that's when they busted them. Yeah, because pretty much what they would do is they would walk through the line, so they would be carrying their stuff, and what they would do is put it in a bag, but what they would do is they would walk through a line, and instead of stopping at the cashier, they would just walk through, and that way when they would check the cameras, they were like, oh, what do you mean? I went through this check stand, and they would have a receipt, but it's not the correct receipt, and that's how they would do it. And they were smart. I ain't gonna lie to you. They were smart. Like, people get really smart when they come to shoplift and shit. They are fucking smart. But the stores know what you're doing, and they're gonna catch you. And so, right when he walked through the little check stand, The police was right there at the door. They stopped him, and I had front row seat of it. I was like, yo, this is dope. And then they were like, oh, give us our walkie-talkie back. I'm like, okay, here you go. And my spy credentials were taken away at that moment, but it was cool though, nonetheless. But all right, let's get back into this one. All right, so store security was tracking them through the store. We were told to leave them totally alone if they came into our area. Sure enough, here they come into my area. One woman was pushing a stroller with a little boy in it, approximately 2 years old. The other one was pushing one of those old-fashioned baby cartridges from like 1920s with a basket thrown over it. I heard later that someone had asked her about the baby, and she said it had breathing problems and needed privacy, thus the blanket over the entire cartridge. They shopped all 3 floors of our store, filling up the cartridge and any room in the stroller, and filling girdles? Yeah, I guess so. Girdles under their clothes. Oh, I see that. Okay. So they had girdles and they was putting shit in the girdles. Okay, for sure. Getting physically larger with more time they spent in the store. They finally attempted to return to their car with $5,000 plus worth of merchandise and were stopped by police. That's crazy. Rumor has it is that they even had 16 pairs of earrings stuffed in their underpants. The baby that had breathing problems was revealed to be a plastic doll. Damn. That's crazy. And they thought nobody was looking. They like, aw, girl, they so stupid. Yeah, they don't know nothing. Yeah, we doing our thing. Yeah, They was just so smug about it, too. They didn't care. They didn't care at all. They were just like, yeah, we getting away with this. We eating good tonight. That's crazy. All right, retail workers, what was your you can't make this up story? I worked at a Ross clothing store in high school. I smelled something foul at the closing time and started tracking it down. Someone had gone in the middle of the very long pants rack and taken a giant dump. That's crazy. There's no way I could be walking through the store and see some doo-doo on the floor, man. Oh my God, hey, yo, that was bars. But there's no way, man, I could be walking through the store, see some doo-doo on the floor. Come on, bruh. Like, what the hell, man? I told my boss who asked me to clean it up. No, fuck that. You're crazy. Oh, no. I'd be like, that doo-doo staying there. The fuck are we? No, I'm not cleaning that up. You better get a sanitation motherfucker in here or something, because I'm not cleaning that up. Oh, no. I told him that I'm a minor and it's against the rules of my work permit. I had no idea if it was against the rules, but he believed me and left a note for the cleaning crew to clean it up. Yeah, hey, there ain't no fucking way I am cleaning doo-doo up. Nah, that's disgusting. I would barf. Oh my God. That is nasty, bro. Absolutely nasty. Like, oh, just seeing some doo-doo on the floor is crazy. I'm telling you, nah. Damn. All right, retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? Not me, but a story from my sister who's not on here. She worked at a craft store for her first job out of high school. One day, they had a bird in their store. No one could catch it. It would always fly away and perch on a high place in the store out of reach. It was in there for a couple of days when it finally got too weak to fly. Couldn't fly it couldn't fly high anymore. God damn. My sister finally was able to approach it and offered it water, and it drank out of the bottle cap. My sister grabbed it and put it in a small cardboard box so it could rest and regain its strength for release. She put it in the box in the break room and wrote on it, "Do not open, bird inside." Later that day, they were in the break room and one of her coworkers walked in and opened the box, releasing the bird again. My sister asked her why she opened the box, and she replied that she thought it was a prank or something. Thankfully, the bird was only confined to the break room, and my sister caught it again and immediately released it outside, and it flew away. Do not open bird inside became a meme among her friends and coworkers. Emails with do not open attachments that was just a goofy bird picture or gift. Actual boxes with do not open on them that contain stuffed bird toys or figurines. She left that job some months ago, but she left an impact. That's funny. That's funny. That dumb chick, you know what I mean? It's like, what? Why? You see do not open bird inside. Maybe ask somebody first. Like, hey, yo, Catherine, is there really a bird up in there? You know what I mean? Or like at least just peek. You don't have to like fully open the damn box. You could just fucking peek. Yeah, stupid. Man. That do be happening a lot though. Like when you work retail, that does happen a lot. There will be times when like birds or like dogs get in there and shit. I remember there was a time there was a dog that got in and he was ripping at the chips and he was just eating the chips and shit like that. And so like I didn't get paid enough at that time. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. So I called the manager. I was like, hey, yo, there's a dog on the chip aisle and yeah, it's eating chips. So, you know, yeah. Can you come deal with that? Because I'm busy. You know what I mean? And they were just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And they didn't believe me, obviously. They went to the aisle, and they see a fucking dog eating chips and shit, and they're like, oh, huh. Well, he wasn't bullshitting me. Okay, well, damn. Okay, well, let's try to scoot it out of here then, you know? That shit was crazy. You know, that shit happens. That shit happens. I remember there was lizards. You know what I mean? There was a lizard on an aisle and it like freaked this lady out. All you hear is like this blood curdling screech. She was just like, ah! And you're just like, what the fuck happened? And so everybody's rushing to see what happened because, you know, we don't know. She could have got stabbed. I don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on. Rush over there. And she's like, there's a thing. There's a thing. And we're like, what are you talking about? And then you see it like crawl out and we're like, oh shit. What is that? We didn't know it was a lizard at the time. We didn't know what it was. Yeah, I mean, it could have been damn near anything. You know what I mean? It could have been a goddamn Loch Ness Monster on legs. And we were just like, what the fuck? You know, because it was moving real fast. And so then we finally cornered it and we found out it was just a lizard. And we're like, oh, that's just a lizard. Yeah, I mean, we got a little paper towel, scooped him up and threw him outside. But yeah, you know, little critters get in, man. They get in. All right. Retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? Worked at a liquor store, had a guy come in so drunk when he got there, he fell out of his lifted truck and bashed his face on the open curb. God damn. A customer came running in and said there's someone bleeding in the parking lot, so my manager and I went to go check. He was absolutely hammered, no clue how he successfully drove there. Anyway, after getting blood all over me and my manager, he told us he wanted to sleep it off in his car at noon on a Saturday that's 95 degrees outside. God damn. Long story short, he got arrested. How the hell did he make it to the store, bruh? How, god damn, to be that inebriated to where you just literally get out of your truck and fall down. Like, bro, how? How did you, this man must be just, he must have practiced or something. Like, dude, either that or he ran a couple people off the road. You know what I mean? He must have hit some people and just kept going, you know, like me. I guarantee you it was a thing where he probably didn't get there like unscathed. You know what I mean? He probably hit somebody or ran him off the road, something, because there's no way in hell this man could be that inebriated and make it to the store. Either that or he doesn't live that far. You never know. You know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna do one more actually. Woo! I didn't know we were already 30 minutes into the episode. This is just these kind of threads hit home for your boy because they are so relatable. But this is gonna be our last one. So retail workers, what is your you can't make this up story? In college, I worked for a locally owned dollar store. We had no public restrooms. There was a McDonald's across the street we always directed people to. One night, an elderly lady comes in and asking if we have a restroom. I told her no, and that the McDonald's across the street did. She says, okay, and disappeared into one of the aisles. I go back to what I'm doing, and about a minute later, she left like her hair was on fire. Check that aisle, and yep, pissed on the carpet. God damn it, dude. Honestly, if she came in and talking about, oh, can I use the bathroom? And you're like, oh, no, I'm sorry, we don't have a bathroom. You can go to the McDonald's. And she comes into the store. Yeah. At that point, I'd be watching her. I'd be watching her. I'd be like, wait a minute. Try to catch her in the act of trying to piss on my carpet. But get the fuck out of here. Treat her like a dog. I'm like, tss, tss. You know what I mean? Because at that point, it's just like, bro, I already know what you're up to. It's ridiculous that you going to get into this store and you going to fucking piss like that. I mean, you know what I mean? Because I ain't cleaning it up. Let's keep it under P. You know what I mean? Like, god damn. Ridiculous. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that thread. I kind of went a bit long on that thread just because these kind of threads for me hit home, man. They bring back a lot of memories. They bring back a lot of times of when I worked in retail and how crazy retail is. I personally think that everyone should work retail at least a year. I really do, because you will have such an appreciation for other people. It's gonna change your whole life, if I'm being honest with you. You work retail for 1 year. Just give it 1 year. I swear to God, you're going to go to every establishment and you're going to have the utmost respect for, waiters, waitresses, for hostesses, people who, just workers in general, man, because the shit that you go through working in retail, it doesn't matter if it's a grocery store, it doesn't matter if it's in the mall, clothing store, whatever, the shit that you deal with people. And when you see the type of people out in this world, it baffles you. Absolutely baffles you. The shit that older people, do. It's like, bro, you're mid 30s, almost 40s, sometimes in your 40s, and you're acting like a fucking child. And then you just see some of the stupider people, man. I'm just going to call them what they are, bro. They're fucking stupid. And they do just the dumbest shit, whether they're either trying to steal some shit or, they're literally just, I don't even know. They're just doing something dumb. Are they trying to accuse you of something? It's wild to me. And that's why I think everybody should work at least 1 year in retail to really appreciate, people who are just doing their jobs. People are just doing their jobs. Like in my 6 years of retail experience, I have so much appreciation for you people, because when I go to fast food restaurants and stuff, I always ask for my drink with no ice, and sometimes they put ice in it and they're like, oh my God, shoot, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Because when you realize that at a job, sometimes when you're working there for so long, you're just on autopilot. You know what I mean? Like, how many people out of the entire day are going to ask for no ice in their drink? I guarantee you maybe like a handful of people. So you're just used to boom, ice, drink, working on something else, boom, ice, drink, doing something else. And then I come in and ask for no ice. And if they just ice, boom, drink, doing something else, and then they realize, oh shit, I fucked up. They didn't do it on purpose. Why would I get mad at them? And it's like, nah, don't even worry about it. It's just ice. It's not going to kill me. It's just a small preference that I have. But if you put it in there by accident, it's cool. I'm not tripping. It's those little things that people just go overboard over, and they just think like, oh, you're doing it on purpose. Oh, you're doing it just to ruin my day. And it's like, no, I'm on autopilot. I am doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So when you come in with your little specific thing, I might forget. And if I forget, I apologize, and if I can make it better, then we can do it. I can fix it. But some people, fixing it is not enough. They need to yell at you and try to humiliate you and do all this extra crap. And you're just like, bro, Suzanne, shut up. Shut up and take your shit and walk away. You know what I mean? It sucks you can't say nothing, man. I remember there's so many times when I worked at retail and we were just like, dude, if there was like a retail purge day where you could just say whatever you want to the fucking customers, woo, it'd be nice. We could tell the customers to shut the fuck up sometimes, man. God damn. Woo. God, it's crazy. But that's going to be the end of that thread. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got to get to the rest of the show. Oh, man, I'm going to be on this thread all day. I can literally talk about this shit all day if I'm being honest with you. All right. I'll hop into announcements. I'm going to get into you guys' scenarios sent in by you beautiful people. So, patreon.com/My The Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Sunday and Tuesday shows, just like these people did here today. Patreon, we have over like 70, almost 80 hours of fucking content over there for $3 a month, man. Go over there, check out all that content, man. It's all there for you. A lot of the scenarios and threads and stuff like that are a little more, if you know what I mean. So, definitely get over there. It's a lot different. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been showing. Please keep downloading the show as well as rating it 5 stars. Helps out a lot, all right? It really does. It helps out a lot, and it's for free. And if it's for free, then it's for me. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube, because it's free, baby, and it helps out the show a lot. Without further ado, though, let's get into today's scenarios that I have for you people. All right, our first one is, am I wrong because I don't want to delete girls off my Facebook for my boyfriend? Okay, so she doesn't want to delete girls off of her Facebook for her boyfriend. When I first read this, I was like, wait, huh? Because I thought it was a dude. I thought the dude didn't want to delete girls off of his Facebook for his girlfriend. But no, it's the boyfriend that wants the girlfriend to delete girls off of her Facebook, which is weird, but let's see why. All right. My boyfriend, 23 male, and I, 23 female, have been together for 6 years. I moved in with him and his dad when I was 18 and still in school. And recently, I've tried to break up because he was texting other girls behind my back. But now we're trying to work things out. It's been 3 months since then. He wanted me to change, which includes taking him more or talking to him more, since I get really anxious because every time it leads to a fight, but I've been working on it. And he told me he wanted me to post him more on Facebook and just react to his stuff. So now he's saying I haven't changed because I won't delete girls I don't know on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm a shit poster and I add other shit posters, only girls, no guys. I'm not allowed to have guys he doesn't approve of, and I don't know them, but all they do is post memes or selfies. Yes, I am bisexual, but in no way would I cheat on him. And if I'm being honest with you, if you was, talking to a girl like that, you probably wouldn't be all that mad. Like, nigga, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You wouldn't be all that mad. Like it's different when your girl is, talking to another dude, because it's just like, hey, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But if you're talking to a girl, it sucks, but sometimes it's like, that ain't that bad. You know what I mean? So, hey. All right. He's saying I need to delete them because I don't actually know them. In particular, there's one girl he wants to delete, and I refuse because I really like her and we get along. We talk about anime and manga, and if I delete her, I don't want her to think I hate her. Also, a couple months before this, he got on my phone and deleted all the girls I don't know, and I had to add them back like, sorry, that wasn't me. Also, he and many girls on his Facebook he doesn't know, am I in the wrong for not wanting to delete this girl? It's also bugs me since he knows I'm bisexual. He'll say, you like girls, so how do I know you're not flirting with them? I need an unbiased opinion. Am I wrong for not wanting to delete these girls? Honestly, it's one of those things where, like, I think it's stupid how he's kind of managing your online friendships. I think that's kind of weird. You know, my thing is if you haven't given him any reason to want to do this, you know, then like why? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. It's like, bro, remember back at the top of the story, you got caught cheating on me with other girls on Facebook. You know? You know what I mean? So it's like, why in the hell do you feel the need to manage my relationships when I should be worried about you? You know what I mean? Like, let's be real here. It's kind of one of those things where it's a little weird to me how he wants to manage these friendships. I get that you're bi, and I get that, you know, since you really like this girl, you're close to this girl, whatever. I guess it could spark something romantic out of nowhere, and that's what he's worried about. But I mean, my guy, if she ain't for you, then she ain't for you. Like, I don't understand this whole, you know, I'm going to micromanage my partner because I don't want to lose them. I think that's just retarded. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they decide that they don't want to be with you anymore and they want to be with somebody else, well, guess what? That just wasn't your person. And you just go let them be with that other person that they want to be with. Like, sure, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt and everything, but at least you're not putting all this energy into somebody who really doesn't even want to be with you in the first place. If I'm being honest with you, like, come on now, you know, like, if she's going to do it, she's going to do it regardless. You might as well just let her do it and say, peace and chicken grease, you can go be with them then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why you micromanage your fucking person like that. It just seems like it's a lot of unnecessary energy into something that doesn't really benefit you, you know? Like, let's just keep it hundo P. Now, like I said, I've always said it with, you know, when it comes to cheating, when the guy is cheating, I always tell girls, I'm like, look, you know what I mean? Dudes are gonna dude, and they're, you know what I mean, most of these motherfuckers is gonna cheat. So it's one of those things where it's like, if he's a guy that's worth giving another shot to, then yeah, I think you should definitely give him another shot and, you know, try to get past it and work things out. But obviously, if he's not that guy that's, you know, you're willing to work things out with, then okay, leave. But she felt like, okay, he was worth giving another shot to, which I applaud her for that. Do you think, man? Because you gotta look at it like this, you know, ladies, if a guy cheats on you and then you break up with him and you get with another guy, well, guess what? This guy's gonna probably do the same thing. Let's keep it hundo P. You know what I mean? Like, dudes is cheaters. It is what it is. We all know this. This ain't breaking headline news, okay? And, you know, but it's one of those things where it's just like, if your dude cheats on you, it's like, he better be a guy worth taking back, or he better be a guy worth giving a second chance to, because it's like, if he's not, then you're a piece of chicken grease, nigga, you know, because some dudes, they get a girl by the skin of their teeth and then they think like, oh yeah, she love me, she ain't going nowhere, da, 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 you know, and then he ain't really that nigga, you know, and so then she leaves. It's like, oh man, you know, it's like, bro, what did you expect, you know what I mean? But like I said, she felt like he was worth it, and she wanted to stay with him, which I think is great. Okay. Yeah, I'm all about keeping relationships together. I feel like people break up over the dumbest shit. You know what I mean? I think people read into stuff far too much sometimes, and they break up over dumb shit, and it's just like, what are you doing? It's why, you know, the whole getting back with my ex is like so common nowadays, because you guys break up over dumb shit. You break up and then you realize, wow, we broke up over dumb shit, you know, and then they get back together and it's like, bro, you know what I mean? And like, the person who gets dumped a lot of times is just like, well, shit, I guess they don't love me no more, so I'm gonna talk to somebody else. And then they talk to this other person, but then their ex comes back talking about, oh, we broke up over some dumb shit. I really want to be with you again. And then now they're stuck between like this person, this person. Now you're hurting somebody just because you went back to your ex, you know? And I guarantee you've been in that situation where you're talking to somebody and shit's moving and grooving and you're like, damn, this is great. And they go back to their ex and you're like, all right, cool, man. Cool. Fuck me, right? Yeah. Cool, man. I've had that happen a lot of times because they break up over dumb shit. Man, you know what I mean? So that's why I look at it like, stop breaking up over dumb shit and fucking keep the relationships together. You know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents. But I'm just saying, again, my whole thing with this situation is the fact that he shouldn't be micromanaging the relationship. If you're going to go be with this girl that you talk to about animes and mangas and all that stuff, then you're going to be with her regardless. Like, bro, let it go. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. I don't know why you want to micromanage your partner and put energy into all that bullshit. Like, nah, man. Let her have her friends. Let her do what she's going to do. And if she decides to do that shit, cool. Bye. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Let her go be with that girl. It doesn't matter. You know? So, hey, it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about that one, though. It's a little touchy, I understand. Might not agree with me, so that's cool. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. All right, on to our next one. Am I the asshole for kicking my ex out after I found out he was cheating on me and building a life with someone else while I paid his rent? Damn, this nigga, bruh. That's crazy. That's crazy. He doing too much. All right, I-24 female met my ex 34 male 2 years ago, and I swear I thought I had met my soulmate. He was everything I wanted in a partner, kind, thoughtful, and romantic. He would surprise me with flowers, plan elaborate dates, and tell me how much he adored me, made me feel like I was the center of his world. A year into the relationship, I hit a rough patch. I lost my job, couldn't keep up with my rent, and eventually got evicted. I was terrified. I had nowhere to go, but he swooped in and saved me. He said, "This is what we do for people we love." He had a 2-bedroom apartment and offered me a place to stay until I could get back on my feet. At first, things were amazing. Living with him felt like a dream. We split rent, we shared everything, and talked about our future, marriage, kids, where we'd live one day. But a few months later, something shifted. He became distant. He stopped coming home on time, avoided conversations, and didn't even look at me the way he used to. I asked him what was wrong, but he always said he was just tired or stressed from work. One night, I decided to surprise him with his favorite meal. I was driving back when I saw his car parked in the parking lot of a small restaurant. My stomach sank. I tried to tell myself it was nothing, but I couldn't shake the feeling, so I walked inside. There he was, sitting in a booth, holding another woman's hand. He was smiling at her the way he used to smile at me. I froze. I wanted to believe it was a misunderstanding, but then he leaned across the table and kissed her. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I went home shaking and crying, waiting for him to come back. When he finally did, I confronted him. He didn't even try to deny it. He just looked at me and said, "I'm sorry. I didn't know how to tell you I'm not happy anymore." That was it. No explanation, no apology, nothing. I broke up with him immediately, but I didn't have anywhere else to go. I kept paying my half of the rent while I figured out my next steps. Things got unbearable. He stopped contributing to rent entirely after he lost his job. He moped around the apartment claiming he was just depressed while I worked double shifts to cover the bills. But it got worse. One day I was cleaning the apartment and found a box under the bed. It was full of photos of him and that woman. They had been on trips, celebrated holidays, and spent weekends together. There was a picture of them in our apartment, sitting on the couch where we used to watch movies together. At the bottom of the box, I found an envelope with a letter addressed to her. He called her his soulmate, said he was so close to starting their life together, and wrote about how guilty he felt for stringing me along. long. Until he could be with her, he wasn't just cheating. He was using me to pay his rent while building a future with her. I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. I confronted him again, and he cried this time, saying he had made mistakes and didn't want to lose me, but it was too late. I told him he had to leave. I gave him 2 months to find somewhere else to stay. He spent those 2 months trying to guilt me, telling me that he was depressed, broke, and had nowhere to go. He even said I was ruining his life by making him leave, but I couldn't do it anymore. I was barely surviving emotionally, and I couldn't keep carrying him. Now he's living with friends, and mutual acquaintances are saying I'm heartless for kicking him out. Heartless? Come on, bro. What? Comparative to what he did? I don't know, man. Thinking about when he was already struggling, some people think I should have been more compassionate, but how could I after everything he did? Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole at all. And if I'm being honest with you, this girl was probably in the picture way before you, if I'm being honest with you. That's what I got out of this scenario, is that she was in the picture before you, and what he was doing was cheating on her with you. And now I think that's what was actually going on, because the fact that he wanted a future and all of this, and he was actually planning and going for it with her, and he was just kind of just talking about it with you, tells me that this girl was in the picture before you, and you were just kind of some little side thing that he was touching up on, and so, I mean, you probably thought you were the main girl, and you wasn't the main girl. You was really the side girl. Now you say, oh, well, why did he move her in? Well, he probably moved her in simply because he was just like, well, shit, I ain't living with my main girl. And it's not like, I ever bring my main girl over. I always go to her house anyway, so I could have my side girl at home. You know what I mean? I can give me some booty every once in a while. I don't really got to deal with her too much because, she's living with me. So it's like I see her all the damn time, so I don't really have to put so much effort into her. You know what I mean? I can kind of put all my effort into my main girl, and I just have my side girl walking around my house paying my rent, and I can just smash her, every once in a while. And that's just how he was looking at shit. You know what I mean? That's just how he was looking at shit. You can sit here and argue it 6 ways from Sunday, but that is how he was looking at it. You were the side girl, and that was the main girl. And then I guarantee you, when he lost his job, became sad and broke and all that, the main girl was just like, well, guess what, nigga, you broke. You can't give me the future that you was talking to me about. And then you break up with him and kick his ass out. So now he lost both girls. You know what I mean? That karma came right around and just whapped him right in the face. And it's just like, rightfully so, because it's like, bro, you know what I mean? You doing all this sly shit for what? You know what I mean? It came back to bite you. When when in reality, the side girl was doing the most. The side girl was trying to get promoted. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. That's what this situation was. You were the side girl. And that girl was the main girl. And that's just what it was, man. And in the end, he got what he deserved. He lost both girls. You know what I mean? And it fucked him over in the end. And your question is, are you the asshole for kicking him out? No. Because at that point, you took over all the bills, you took over the rent, you took over everything. I understand that this was his apartment in the beginning, but it's just like, bro, if I'm paying all the bills and I'm paying the rent with this motherfucker, you better be doing something. And if you don't want to do anything, cool, you can get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm not about to sit here and be carrying your dead weight, I'll do it for a little bit, but I'm not going to be carrying your dead weight, for long. I'm not going to do this. And then on top of that, we're not even dating. We're not even together. So it's like, I even have more reason to not fuck with you like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, bro. Let's just be honest with that shit. But yeah, that's what it was. You were the side girl. That was the main girl. He ended up getting fucked over. He fucked himself over, if I'm being honest with you. You know what I mean? He ended up fucking himself over and losing both girls. And then, obviously that put him in a position where you just had to, kick his ass out. It is what it is, man. Is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, though. All right. All right, am I wrong for losing a bit of respect and attraction for my partner? All right, let's see what's up. My 29 female boyfriend, me, 29 female, sorry, boyfriend, 35 male, ended up drinking too much. Is there any coming back from this? Okay, well, let's see what's up. I think this may be the end of my almost 2-year relationship. Yesterday, I, 29 female, and my boyfriend, 35 male, went to a themed party a coworker of mine hosted. I started my current job almost a year ago, and in total, 3 people I work with were at his party. It's important to also note that we drove in separate cars. My boyfriend is currently trying a new medication to help stabilize his mood as he is bipolar. It is recommended he not drink while on this medication. He told me he wouldn't be drinking that much, and since he takes his medicine at night, it would be fine. Party was at 2 p.m. There was alcohol. We both did end up drinking, him more than me. Once I noticed him drinking a bit much, I asked him to relax a bit, i.e. not take any more shots and drink some water to sober up. In the moment, he was super appreciative and began drinking water and finished sipping the small drink he had. As we're getting ready to leave, my boyfriend gets up to use the bathroom, and when he comes back, the MC is mentioning it being shot o'clock. Watch my boyfriend take a shot with a group of folks. He then has a bottle of Casamigos and proceeds to pour shots for others and take another shot with the guys. About 40-ish minutes after we said we're leaving, I pull my boyfriend towards the door as he's been yapping away about work and slurring his words. We got to the car and he offers sexual favors. I decline and have him get in my car to sober him up a bit with water and rest. This man sleeps for about 5 minutes, proceeds to say he needs to pee and can't make it to the gas station. We're parked near. He pees in an empty water bottle, which I immediately toss out since he falls back asleep after using it. He put the cap on it. At this point, I'm fucking disgusted and let him sleep for another hour. Then he wakes up needing to use it again, I guess. That's what she's probably trying to say. He grabs another empty bottle, does his business. However, he ends up pissing himself a bit and falls asleep again. I toss out the new piss bottle and let him sleep for another almost 2 hours. I have never been more disgusted in my entire life. When he finally wakes up, feeling a lot better and is good to drive himself home, he can instantly sense I'm upset and goes to hug me, and I immediately ask him not to touch me. There's only so much hand sanitizer can do, and I don't want piss fingers touching me. Plus, my car smells a bit now. We both make it back to our homes, and he calls to apologize / says he understands if I may not want to continue a relationship with him. At this point, I'm just happy he made it home to his and didn't say much to the statement. I do not accept his apology. I feel like him saying the part of not wanting to be with him is a bit manipulative. I'm just really disgusted and kind of angry. I asked him not to drink anymore. He did, and then lied to me while drunk about taking more shots, even though I saw it with my own eyes and my coworker's husband confirmed it. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship with a fucking adult who knows how to handle themselves around alcohol. This is the 3rd time in which he's gotten drunk like this, where he can't function around me. First time he's ever pissed in bottles around me. It's important to know I've never been pissed drunk like this around any of coworkers or at their parties. Okay. Plus, alcoholism runs in my family, and I know when to stop. I don't know if I'm just being uptight and this is normal, but I've lost a bit of respect and attraction for my boyfriend. Has anyone dealt with this before? Can you come back from this? Thought we'd be endgame, but last night has me questioning a lot. Thanks for reading. I mean, it's one of these things where, okay, you guys were together for how long? You guys were together for 2 years and you didn't realize that this is the man that you're dating? Like I don't understand how you could be in a relationship with somebody for that long and not understand, like, your boyfriend's a drunk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, were you just pretending to be blind to this, or what? Now me saying this is not excusing like what he did, because I know that's what you guys are gonna jump straight to. Oh, why are you trying to put it on her? No, hold on. You're the one that wants to break up, and you're the one that's losing attraction and respect for him. All right. And I don't think this is the first time that you've lost attraction and respect for him, because in the 2 years that you guys have been together, you understand, or you at least should understand, that he's a drunk. You said that he's done this 2 times, maybe 3 times before. So my thing is, was it peeing in the bottle and the disgust? Is that what finally clicked it for you? Or was it a thing where you were just pretending to be blind to this? Because if you really didn't like him drinking too much, if you really didn't like him, being an alcoholic and all that kind of stuff, I would have think you would have left a long time ago, but you didn't. You stayed. So it tells me that it's like, this is just kind of a pattern that you guys are going through in this relationship. And my biggest thing is, like, what makes you want to stay? If he's done this before, if you know that he's a drunk and you know that he can't handle himself around alcohol, you don't like alcoholics, why do you want to stay? He's done this before. This ain't his first rodeo. This ain't the first time you've dealt with this. And I guarantee you this ain't the first time that you've lost respect for him and attraction. So it's one of those things where it's like, why are you staying? And if you guys are still together, why do you continue to stay? That's the big question you need to be asking yourself, because to me, it seems like you want to be with this guy, regardless if he's a drunk and disgusting and all that kind of stuff, because he's done this before and you tolerated it. You stayed. That's where it's confusing me. I'd like to know why you choose to stay with him, even though you don't like the fact that he's a drunk and you don't like the fact that he is, the way he is. And then on top of that, he's bipolar. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's gotten a little like angry physical with you, if I'm being honest with you, because bipolar people tend to do that. You know what I mean? They tend to kind of have explosive episodes kind of out of nowhere. So I wouldn't put it past if he's done something like that to you. You know what I mean? Put his hands on you. I'm not saying hitting her or something like that, but just, maybe shaking her or whatever. But my biggest thing is just, why do you stay? Why would you stay with somebody that has all of these flaws? Again, that's just the question that I would be asking. And until that question is answered, I don't think really anybody can help you. I think you need to answer that question to yourself first, and then decide if being in this relationship is what you actually want or not. That's just my 2 cents. I ain't no, licensed therapist or nothing. I'm just saying that when you look at things objectively and you look at them logically and you take the information that she's given, it's like, this ain't his first time doing this. Now, if this was his first time doing it and she lost attraction and stuff like that and she wants to break up with him, then it'd be a different conversation, because we would know why, she's with him, because there's good qualities about him. He shows this and that, whatever the case may be. And then he just had this crazy moment where she's like, I've never seen this side of him, but you've seen this side of him according to you. So again, why do you stay? So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, as well as all the scenarios we've gone over today and in today's thread. Agree with me, disagree with me. I'd love to get your opinions in the comments. I love when you guys, disagree and have other thoughts and, angles when you look at other things. You know what I mean? I love to see it down in the comments. Let your boy know. Thank you guys so much for being here on this Sunday episode. This episode has been really good. Loved it all. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another crazy episode. This episode kind of ran a little longer just because of the thread. Yeah, so I didn't get to as many scenarios as I wanted to today. But I love you guys all. Thank you for all the support. Appreciate you so much. We'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.